what was your biggest challenge before you started working with us? Was it the CV? Was it how to network? Was it the culture in the country? Was it interview?
It's not just one thing. It's a process you have to go through. Marketing yourself, trying to get your information over to them so that they can understand who you are, your experience, your capabilities, your qualifications. It changed my life because in a way it was, don't start over. You've got everything there. Here's a tool, here's a guideline that we can help you in processing, a streamline. You go past all the hurdles, all the problems, and it gets you to where you need to be.
Making progress and networking and building those relationships.
Yeah, it's exactly that.
And isn't it one of those relationships that got you the job that you're in now? Am I correct, here in New Zealand?
Yes. When I was in South Africa, it was like, hey, I do all my stuff. I know who I'm talking to. When you get here, it is totally different. I would say anybody coming over, do your homework very well. Make friends, make relations, send messages to people and get your network up.
What would you tell somebody who's considering working with us but is still unsure?
Firstly, if you think you're going to make it out there by yourself, it's not going to work that way. I can tell you there's a lot of people out there that charges 3-4 times more than what you guys are charging.
Yeah.
It is, how much is it going to benefit me, my family?
Yeah.
Thanks to you guys that pushed it through, over 100 hits, one shot. It's not a joke. I'm still getting hits on LinkedIn. I'm still getting hits.
Well, that's what you want.
A week.
Yeah. I'd like to find out from you, where were you in your job search journey before you started working with Core and myself?
Firstly, do you know you get mud and you get mud? And that is where I was. I was stuck in the terrible mud.
Okay.
Seeing, getting everything in place and new country, new laws, new regulations. Don't know people there. And you have to do all these things from a different country, different time zone, different aspects like that. So yes, I was pretty much stuck. I've got all the skills, I've got all the knowledge, all the experience. It's trying to get it forward to that and putting in the right format, and yeah, it's a difficult task to think about when you really want to provide your family with something new, better, and yourself as well. And like I say, I was stuck. I was totally stuck, like in mud,
Yeah.
throat deep, trying to get out. But
Yes.
yes, terrible place to be. And
Okay.
yeah,
What was your biggest challenge before you started working with us? Was it a CV? Was it how to network? Was it the culture in the country? Was it interview? Or
well, you said quite a lot of things there. Actually, yes, it's not just one thing. It's a process you have to go through. Marketing yourself. Firstly, to market yourself, trying to get your information over to them so that they can understand who you are, your experience, your capabilities, your qualifications, and all those things. Where I come from, South Africa, we sit with everything. You do a lot of things. You don't just realize of doing one thing at a stage. You do 20 different things. And to try and put that through to a new government, and new rules, new regulations, new authorities is, yes, playing Russian roulette, I must say, or something in that direction, because yes, it's a tough call to try and influencing them, or not influencing is the right word. It's try to inform them the correct pathway that I want to take, and how they can walk it with me. And for them, that's a mission. It's a system that they do not want to just openly say, yes, let's go do this. In South Africa, come on board, my mate, and we will do it.
yes.
Yeah, we do things the right way. We don't take nonsense. And yeah, you come into this country, and it's like a brick wall here in front of you. There's a brick wall to your right, to the left, and that is how it felt.
Yeah. So understanding the culture and the way they do things here is totally different to how they do things in South Africa, as I understand it.
Yes, it's quite difficult. They do things their way. Time consuming. Oh boy. South Africa, you get a task, it's like, okay, 10 minutes later, I want to see the results. You can't do that here. You can't say, look, I want 10 minutes later, I want results.
Yeah.
They don't work that way. They work in a total different way. I got quite upset certain stages because, you think, where do I go from here?
Yeah.
Where must I start over? Must I do everything every month, every week, every day over to try and get them to realize who I am? But
Yes.
it's not that difficult because everything is already being done by taking the first step to say, I want to do this. And that's a winning already. And you have to just keep going with that.
Yes. Okay. And what was the biggest sort of aha moment when you were doing the process, going through the CV writing, the networking on LinkedIn? What was the biggest moment for you that sort of said, wow, this is amazing?
Yeah, I think you said it the other day when we had a chat. Aha. Bing, a little light bulb going up into the top. Um, I think it is when I had a meeting with you and discussed some things with you, and like I said, at the stage I felt like just giving up. I was like, enough is enough. Keeping hitting your head against the wall doesn't, it hurts.
Yes.
And after sitting and speaking to you guys, I mean, it changed. It changed my life because, in a way, it was don't start over. You've got
Yeah.
everything there. Here's a tool, here's a guideline that we can help you in processing a streamline, a super tube, you
Yes.
can say it that way. And you go past all the hurdles, all the problems, and it gets you to where you need to be. And this is, for me, that was an eye opener. It was, I'm getting somewhere. Yeah, what's the next
Making
step?
making progress and networking and building those relationships.
Yeah,
And
yes, exactly that.
isn't it one of those relationships that got you the job that you're in now? Am I correct, here in New Zealand?
Yes. And like I said to you, you when I was in South Africa, it was like, hey, I do all my stuff. I know who I'm talking to. And when you get here, it is totally different. I would say anybody coming over, do your homework very well. Make friends, make relations, send messages to people and speak to them and, get your network up. Look for fields that is in your line of trade. But not just in your line of trade, that is going to be, crossing your path as well. Speak to those people as well, because you might just be the lucky fisherman at the end of the day, like me, and the hookies, the bait is out there. And by the way, catching fish in New Zealand is fantastic. Everybody's got a
Yeah,
boat here, so
I know.
make a friend with make a friend with a mate with a boat, and you sort it. Where are we Saturdays? We're catching fish.
Yes.
But that's networking. You need to network. You need to get these because once you are really past the little wall that they put up, behind this wall is people that actually do care. There are people that's interesting enough to help other people. They're not like, oh, we don't want to know. Now it's suddenly, oh, this guy's gone over the wall. He's now in my yard.
Yeah.
How can I help this guy to get forward? So yes, just get over the wall, and that's what you guys are doing. You're making that wall not 10, 20 feet high, but 3 feet high.
Breaking down those barriers, yeah, helping people.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
also, I mean, even when you are onshore and you're working, let's say the economic climate is down. If you get made redundant or something like that, you've already got your network to tap into to then get that next job if you need it, or after a year or two that you've been working here and you feel that you want to move on to another job, you're already networked in the industry and you have the right people to connect with and to then get the next job.
Yes, I mean, I was a newcomer into a country again, and just because I was networking and talking to you guys and putting my feelers out there, I'm an octopus with a million arms. But it works. It works. And just by doing that, people know who you are. And because they know who you are and what you can do, um, it's on their board. Today they might say, hey, I need this guy. I need that guy. Who do you know? Hey, I know that guy. And
Yeah.
that's how my name got out in the field and always helping. It's not always about the money. It's about what you leave behind.
Yeah,
And
so
what you
true,
leave
so
behind,
true.
what they understand.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And how did the outcome of our training, or the training we did with you, how did that impact your job search? Did you land the job that you wanted?
Yes. I think um, I was one of your big successes at the beginning of when I just came over and looking for something. Um, because you've shown me the way, and like I said to you, it's not an easy task for somebody just to come into a country. So a lot of people say, "Come to New Zealand, and once you're inside, we can do the rest. You build it up." No.
Yeah. That
Um,
preparation is so important, building up that base before you come to New Zealand and job search. A lot of people, I see people land here thinking, oh, I'll start searching here. You have to be so well prepared. You have to have at least 10 meetings set up before you even get on a plane.
10 meetings per day.
Yeah.
And it sounds maybe nasty to me for me to say that, but if you come here, um, you may become over visitor's visa application to do um, searching for a job and that sort of
Mm.
thing. You might be here for 3 months. Now, in that three
Yeah.
months, if you look at it, um, 60% of your salary that you're going to earn
Yes.
goes for rental, for a place where you stay.
Yeah.
And then there's a 20% that you've got that is for your food. And if you've got a family coming over,
Mm.
man, you're sitting with a 2% a month on your salary that you can spend on entertainment.
Yes.
There's no, you know, 10-1 ratio here. Things are expensive here. Food are expensive here. Um, Driving around, yes. I mean, there's days that we get our petrol here, unleaded 91 for $2.59. Then it's like, fill up the car.
Yeah.
I've got the money.
That's cheap.
Because the very next day, it's not 2.59 anymore, it's 2.59.
Yeah. It changes day by
Some
day.
days you 2.68. Yeah. I mean, the other day I said to my wife, I drove down to the garage and past the garage and it's like, hey, it's 2.53. I need to fill. I need to
Yeah.
fill up. And I left it and quickly did something work and went back. And I filled up and after paying, I'm like, geez, but something is wrong. 2.53.
Yeah.
Like from 6 in the morning till 12 o'clock, that price, I mean, 20 cents more. Like,
Yeah.
what the? And that's how it goes. So you can't bargain on that. So yeah,
Yeah.
very, very.
And the interview coaching that I did with you to help you get your value add across by using the STAR technique, did that help you in the interview to get the job that you wanted?
Yes, like I say to you, there's a lot of agencies out there and say, no, no, send us your CV and, we'll look for you for a work and that sort of thing. Um, it's a load of crap. I'm allowed to say crap,
Yeah.
sorry. But it's a load of crap because they don't look for you for a work.
Yeah.
And if you put your old CV that we are used to in South Africa, I mean, um, I used to have my own company. I was the CEO of Philips Training Solutions, and people bring me their CVs. I look for what I need to look for. And these people this side do not look at that. They've got something totally different that they look at. And that's why when you said to me, set up your CV in this way and change it in this format, and I was like, no, no, Peter,
Yeah.
listen, mate, I was spending months and months to get my CV properly.
Yeah.
You want me
Now
to
change everything.
wipe it overboard and change the whole thing?
Yeah.
And man, thank goodness I was listening.
Yes.
Because after me and you sat and you said, hey, change this, change that, because you can't come into the country with aggression. You can't come into the country with your own thoughts. You have to change. You have to relax. The people here take their time. They really do take their time. You know, if you travel somewhere, it is 40 minutes, always 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, it's 50 kilos or 40 kilometers. No, it's 40 minutes. Doesn't matter. Everything is 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So when you did my CV and helped me with my CV, I mean, when I put it on LinkedIn, it was not weeks, months. I'm talking about 2, 3 days later.
Wow.
I got, I mean, I'm like a delicacy of bait when we go to
Yeah.
catch fish. You know, they want that certain kind of meat. And
Yes.
I mean, I had for 1 week 158 hits on my CV.
Wow. That is fantastic.
158 on my CV on LinkedIn. And I was like, whoa. My previous CV, I was lying there maybe one in 2, 3 months.
Yeah.
And now suddenly the people, and that's how I got in. That's how I got into my, because I listened and I did what needed to be done. And that is why thanks to you guys for well being patient with me.
Yeah.
Today I've got what I need. Yes.
Oh, no, thanks. Appreciate it. Uh, what would you tell somebody who's considering working with us but is still unsure?
Well, I'm going to be plain, straightforward. Don't shoot from a hip. You shoot with a gun. You know. So, firstly, if you think you're going to make it out there by yourself, look in the mirror and ask that person in the mirror to give you a guarantee.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to work that way. My suggestion is, I personally, I suggest yes, it's a lot of money, but I can tell you there's a lot of people out there that charges 3, 4 times more than what you guys are charging,
Yeah.
and there's no luck, there's no win. And my opinion to these people is take that chance. Take it from an old fool. I was skeptic and like, geez, you know, a lot of money. You know, how many beers can I buy with it?
Yeah.
No. It is how much is it going to benefit me, my family, at the end of the day. And
Yeah.
thanks to you guys that pushed it through. And like I say to you once again, fantastic, man. 100 and over 100 hits, one shot. It's not a joke.
Yeah.
People were like, I'm still getting hits on LinkedIn. Well, I say, I'm in the work. I'm still getting hits,
Well,
at
that's
least
what you
60
want.
a week.
Yeah.
And now I'm networking them, you know.
Yeah.
I met a lot of people. Hey, I'm unhappy in my position. Hey, these guys were looking for me. Maybe speak to them. You know, speak to this guy. Speak to. So now I'm not an influencer. I don't think I can be an influencer, but yes, I always believe give a person a hand that needs a hand. If you ask help,
Yeah.
help where you can. You can't do it financially. Do it mentally and physically, you know. Hey,
Yes.
where you going is down a pathway that you don't want to be. Go and
Yeah.
try this one. Try this route. And yes,
And
that's
they
exactly what
used
you guys have been done.
they use LinkedIn here as a working business tool, not just a job search tool as people think. It's actually a business tool that you can learn things, that you can network on, grow your knowledge about the industry. And that's the first thing that hit me, is that everybody uses it here. And you can carry on networking and learning when you're in New Zealand and build your networks and build your knowledge.
Yes, and this is the thing. I've actually got a few friends of mine that moved this side. And what they've done in South Africa and what they're doing now is two worlds apart.
Yeah.
But one is a motor mechanic. He doesn't do motor mechanics. He's actually now building houses. I've got a person that used to build houses. You know what he does?
Yeah.
He doesn't build houses anymore. He does now motor mechanics. He actually redesigns cars. I'm like, okay, I had a mechanic friend and he's in the mechanics, and this guy's a builder. They're all swapped around. But
Yeah.
it's about passion as well. What you like and what you appreciate and what you want to do. And they're enjoying their life and their
Yeah.
families are happy. I mean, come weekends, they're out and about.
And
And yes,
how you finding New Zealand? You've been here a while now. How are you enjoying it?
oh yes, it's like home. Love a rain. I mean,
Mm.
absolutely love a rain. Um, the days are getting actually hot now because we're going towards December.
Yeah.
So it's nice and hot. You know, sometimes they say 21, and I'm thinking, like, I think your barometer is like out of date. 'Cause it's definitely feeling 23, 24 for me today. But if you come from South Africa and some of those Phalaborwa and those places, I mean, it's going to feel cold for you in the beginning, but you'll acclimatize. The rain is there. It's Mother Nature here loves cleaning after each other. She doesn't leave debris and
Yeah.
scrap on the road, so she washes everything down every half an hour or so. Winter time you get a lot of rain, but it allows you as well. It gives you that gap, 2 hours or 3 hours. It gives you a gap to explore and see the most beautiful scenes there is. Same as in South Africa. Okay, you do not have that amount of animals around. And wilderness here is like wilderness is bush and
Mm.
how can I say Newcastle, Piet Retief, those places with big forests and that. But I love it here. There's a lot of beautiful beaches. I mean, you get white beaches here, you get brown beaches, you get black beaches.
Yeah.
Where in the world do you get different kind of beaches? So yes, and the people is actually you get good people here and you get bad people. You get everywhere in the world that. But
Anywhere in the world. Yeah.
the beautiful people will sit back and say, there's a lot of groups here, suffer groups. If you can get yourself onto that as well,
Yes.
speaking to them while you are in SA. How are you feeling? How do you listen? I want to come over, or maybe, hey, I've done everything that Peter has done for me, and I've got a visa, good work visa. I need now a place to stay. You speak to these guys because these guys are, hey, my mate of mine has got a place to stay for you for a week or two, or hey, he's got a spare house
Yeah.
or a flat. How many of you are coming? And 1, 2, 3, you are settled.
Yeah.
There is not you come over and you're sitting in a room. You got furniture. You've got you live your life, and this is how the Safas is actually helping each other. And that is, for me, a very nice thing. And that's why like I say to you again, I suggest that people do contact you and go for that. But there's so much more that you give, not just, hey, this is your CV. This is what you need to look out for. Have you done
Mm.
this yet? Have you done that? There's a group that you are you can speak to. There's a group there.
Yeah.
And that is what they win. At the end of the day, they don't come over and like, oh, I long to go home. No, no. I long to bring my family, other rest of my family this side so that they can feel
Mm.
how it feels. This
Yes.
is basically South Africa long before apartheid.
Yeah.
I mean, as a youngster, we used to play cricket in the street. The
Yes.
other
Yeah.
night, we had a nice cricket game here in the street under the
Yeah.
lights. A plastic ball, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
good fun.
Back to the young ones. Where schoolyards are open, so you can go and play volleyball, you can go and play basketball on the school premises. Where
Yeah.
do you do that in SA? You're not allowed to. So
Yeah. The
there's a
gates
lot
are
of
locked.
parks. I mean, parks to go and have a picnic under a tree.
Every
It's
little area has
different.
its own little park area. Yeah. With jungle gyms and, oh, it's amazing for the children, just the
Like
freedom they have.
the freedom we've got. I mean, 2019 I was here and stayed with my mates down here in West Harbour. And a 3-year-old girl walked past the house. Now, I stayed on the sea. There's a walkway, and then there's grass, and then the sea.
Gee, yeah.
And I'm like, hey, which child is this? Suddenly you get to scold. Listen, girl, where's your mommy? She says, no, mommy. And I look and say, where's she going? No, she's going to her friends. I thought the friends down a few blocks.
Yeah.
She's 3 years old.
Yeah.
What? No escape of him. Off the girl goes. And
Yeah.
that's what it makes. Some of these areas are very safe, it's secured. Kids are walking to school, riding their bike zones,
Yeah.
walk zones, and yes, the cars don't bump them because if they bump them, they're in trouble. So
Big trouble. Yeah.
everything's working. It sounds weird.
Yes.
So don't come and drink and drive because of the law.
Yes. You get into trouble here if you drink and drive. Very big trouble. Well, Philip, just want to say thanks very much for taking the time to meet with me and just chat about your services. And just, yeah, thanks again. Really appreciate it.
I must thank you, Peter. I mean, you were a backbone of getting me here, firstly. And yeah, I feel more confident of doing what I do. I mean, I worked at my company, and the question of form, I went up to be site supervisor.
Yeah.
And for a SA guy to do that, um, it's not a joke. So I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm trying to bring all my and to stay here. I don't see any other place I want to go and stay. Yeah, at least I can go to work. I can leave my door open, and I can come back home and everything's still there. I've got no cameras up, and
Yeah.
that is the fun of it all. That is really the fun of it. You can do shopping late at night without any worries, and that's a fun part. So, thanks to you and your input, and guys, think nicely about it. If he
Mm.
says to you, have you done this? Have you done that? Please listen to what he's saying to you. It's not there to try and keep you under, it's to get you sooner without any help. The guys that does the visas is not always on our side. They trying to get my wife over this side is still taking a lot of time.
Mm.
But yes, she loves the country and we know where we want to go to. So
Yeah.
keep going and join, do all your paperwork, everything from that side before you come over. NZQA, National New Zealand Qualification Authority, they've got a site there. You can go and visit if your qualification is accredited with us, because although mine is much higher than the others, I mean, Peter, I mean, you're a civil engineer. People don't even know about it.
Yeah.
qualifications they don't realize, they don't accept it. And then you have to go and show it. And yes, getting into this country, I had to show them quickly. And thank goodness we are hardworking people. And yeah, so it's a good thing. Do your homework. Do your work. Make sure when you come over, you do not sit there with, maybe it's the right decision, maybe it's not the right decision. If you come over, it must be the right decision. Or else you get money, and a lot of money.
Regret is a bad thing. When you haven't tried something and when it's too late, you think, oh, I should have. Rather try it, learn from that lesson, and then you can always go back. We took it as a 5-year holiday to say we'll come across here for 5 years, and if it's not working, we'll go back home again. And with that mindset, it made it work for us.
Yes, because you saw what was happening. But if you're going to invest 100,000 and you don't want to come here, it's not going to cost you 100,000. It's going to cost you 250,000
Yeah,
because everything calculates up.
yeah, it's
So
an
instead
expensive
of
holiday.
wasting 250,000 and you don't even come in, rather spend the right amount of money, get here and amount.
Yeah.
When you get here, everything is done. All your homework is done.
Mm.
All that needs to be done is start your work, live from there. And
Yeah.
this is the best advice to give anybody. But there's a lot of youngsters that still, no, but I want to still do this. I want to still do, and at the end of the day, it's like 300,000 from their family and stuff. And then, no, I'm not getting right. But why are you not getting right? What procedures did you follow?
Mm.
I did. Say, where's your, don't do it that way. Do it this
Yeah.
way and stay in doing that. Don't do anything else, because if you do anything else, you're throwing yourself to the sharks. And we do have a lot of sharks.
Yeah.
She went swimming the other day, me and 3 other mates after get down the boat and swimming there and around. No life jackets. I mean, we South Africans, we can swim.
Yeah.
I've got a built-in airbag, so our floating device. So, and as to the one, I said, look, there's a shark fin. He's like, I'm getting to this never again. So fun, nice and fun. So yes,
Yeah.
but thanks for you guys helping, and I hope it's more people will go through and go forward and
Mm.
be successful, because this is a beautiful country, beautiful people, and we want to see you here. Look me up.
Yeah.
I'll have a cold drink with you.
Yeah. Great. Thanks. Philip. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. And thanks for your time.
It's my pleasure. You are a gentleman and a scholar, and I appreciate you. It was a business arrangement in the beginning,
Mm.
but I think we've gone past the business arrangements to more being more friends and colleagues than anything else. And this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
I need help. I usually pick up the phone. Hey, Peter, you like, hey, Philip.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. And I appreciate you, and thank you from my family to you.
Thanks, Philip.
You made everything great and wonderful for us. And yes, let's get the rest of him over.
Good.
That's
Thank
all I
you.
can say.